breath of God, now breathe, the breath of God.
All right.
Breathe, the breath
Well, if you didn't
of God,
know, we're live,
now
because I didn't.
breathe.
All right, welcome to 103.7 Super Jams Radio. You're listening to Inspiring Hope. DJ Minister Mark, Pastor Patrick Livingston, and of course PJ is in the house. And we have a very special guest. And we, as usual, we don't ever introduce you right now, because we like to keep people on the edge of their seats while they're driving and listening.
Yeah.
So again, welcome everybody to Inspiring Hope. We are the mouthpiece, the bullhorn for Arms of Hope Ministry in City of Lake Worth Beach. And all right, so Patrick, how you been?
I've been awesome. You know, we've been knee deep in the hood, as I should say.
I mean, literally.
Yes, and we're so close to being done, but then, you know, that's when everything starts to happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and your brother Michael was there to help us out, so he
Magic
got everything
Mike,
done.
take care of your plumbing.
Absolutely, yeah. So he did that, and everything looks so good, you know. So we're almost done with the total renovation, and literally that's what kept me today. We had to order the equipment, so we're trying to get it in by Friday, so we can just be done with it, because it's been like 8 months now.
That's nothing.
Exactly.
That's nothing.
Yeah. So we're excited, and we want to, you know, cross the finish line with this. So,
All right.
But, you know, yeah, I'm inspired, though. You know, I'm inspired. Happy to be here. Happy that you're back, and we missed you last week, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you were stuck with Terry and Carol.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
they always are
Terry and
awesome,
Carol
yeah.
they're always awesome, man. So
Yeah,
we're
I'm
excited.
sad I missed that, because I really
Yeah.
wanted to hear their stories.
Oh, it
So,
was really a good story.
I'm going to have to go
Yeah.
to have lunch with them and
Yeah, it was really
get
a good
caught up.
story, and they had an awesome time there.
Yeah.
And of course, they're already planning on going back again. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is, I
So
had.
our guest last week spent some time in Africa, and and they came back to share. And thank you. They came back to share with us, you know, their experience, and they did a wonderful job out there. So they're trying to get them to come back out again. So.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
they'll
I mean,
keep us posted.
if you've never heard Terry teach and Carol, they teach. They really they are a blessing to any marriage.
Yeah,
They're great that way.
Yeah.
So all right, well, so I wasn't here last week.
No.
Because I didn't want to. No, I mean, no, actually, I had an opportunity to go meet with a manufacturer at their convention in Orlando. So we made a very nice deal.
Oh, nice. That's really
So
good.
I can't disclose it publicly, but it's good.
Oh.
Let me say
Now, ever or until it's done?
Yeah, I want it all wrapped up, and then we'll
Okay.
talk all about the amazing opportunity that's in
Oh,
front of me.
that's so awesome
Right
for
now,
you.
I don't want to blast it in case my competitors are going to be. I don't want to hurt their feelings. you know.
Okay.
Actually, no, it worked out really, really well.
Oh.
It's something we've been trying to do for years that we were actually able to get done.
No, okay.
So, and then we have to wait about a week or two to start executing it,
Executing,
and
yeah.
then we're going to go into this summer totally different.
Oh, nice. Nice. I'm so happy for you. So a lot of changes for you and your company.
Yeah,
which
and
is
my head's
awesome.
spinning, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And we have a new logo.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it all. I mean, our trucks are getting
So there's-
wrapped. There's a lot of things
So
happening.
you're going to rewrap?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a lot
you
of
have
expenses
to.
there.
Yeah, it's a lot of expenses. Hey, I didn't need you to remind me that. Let's just stay in faith. Let's stay that God's going to deliver.
Oh, he's been delivering. So
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
yeah.
And then we're also investing in a full marketing plan.
Nice.
So we're going after it.
Woo.
So yeah.
Really
So
nice.
yeah, I'm a little sweating, but
Were you still the Air Squad, right?
we're still the Air Squad. Yeah,
Nice.
100%.
Okay.
Nothing's different. Just and the look it's a nice update to what we've already have.
Right.
So I like it. It's kind of moved us a little bit. It doesn't look drastically different, but it's a nice touch.
Well, no, that's awesome. That's truly awesome.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
And all right, so we have a guest.
Well, yeah.
Now,
But
as
PJ, did
usual-
you say hi, PJ? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Nothing
PJ.
interesting before we go to our guest?
Listen, PJ, it's what is going on in your life? We want to know.
Nothing interesting?
I mean, we want to know all of it.
My life is rated
Private. Yeah, I know that.
Well,
I know that
yeah.
that thought and feeling.
Well,
yeah.
I know he's been doing quite a bit of work for us, and he's been. I think he's losing his patience with me. So.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Dad, I need a month off.
I know.
I need some no dad time.
Exactly. Yeah, no dad time there because hey, I called you and I sent this, and you're supposed to review it, and it's not reviewed. And
There you go. Listen, I call you that often, so I know what you're dealing with.
And then 10 o'clock at night, he's getting texts.
Yeah.
So all day I don't hear from you, Dad.
Yeah. That's when he sits. All right, so listen, I wanna make you laugh for a quick second.
Sure.
So Stacy's like, hey, let's go see the Bob Marley movie.
Oh, nice.
All right, you got to talk on the mic, Patrick.
Okay.
Nobody can hear you. All right, so you know when the callers call in and they have a Jamaican accent, I don't know what they're saying.
Right.
Now, hey, listen, so callers, no offense, but Patrick always has to answer you because I never quite know the question. You know, I watched that whole movie in complete, like, I have no idea.
No idea.
And my wife's like, yeah, he said that. I was like, how do you know what he said? I literally had no idea half of the things.
That
and
what
we're
they
being
were saying.
said, you know. I actually fell asleep in the
did
middle
you?
of the Bob Marley
no,
movie.
don't
Not because
say
it wasn't
that,
good. It was just I was tired. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, I'd been in Orlando, I'd been
Yeah.
back, and it's like, hey, let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, dear. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a good movie.
Well, no, I mean, it's really and truly, it was, for me, it was and I love Bob Marley.
Did you go see the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I've also seen other documentary of his life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, for me, what they did, I think they just brought it to light and made it even more, or not say, I don't want to say, resurrected, because for me, it was never dead. A lot of people was never
Sure.
dead. But I think a lot of the newer generations.
I mean, what he did was amazing. And the
Yeah.
unity that I mean.
Yeah, and I
it's-
think a lot of that, even now, I still think it gets downplayed a lot because even around that time when he was doing all that, we have to remember the Bay of Pigs was taking place right around with Cuba, the relationship that Jamaica had with Cuba. And so you got a lot of turbulence that was going on right around that time. Yeah, and he spent a lot of his money and time trying to bring people together, because he understood the purpose of what we're doing here. So, it was. I really enjoyed the movie and seeing some of the things, and a lot of people have different
I
responses.
should have went with
that.
you. You could have been translating the whole time.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of different response from it, because those folks who were close or who were there, saying they left this out, left that out, man, and you can't really.
You got 2
wrap-
hours.
Exactly,
You can't
all of
get
that
all
stuff
of it in.
in that amount of time, so you have to go ahead and then some of it they're going to say it, because family members that were involved at the time or experienced at the time see things a little bit different, you know what I mean? So they're saying that's not how it went, not
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, listen, it's whatever lens you look through is what
Yeah.
you see. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is, that's expected.
Exactly.
If you
But
don't get any kind of controversy out of your life story, then you didn't touch
You
enough
didn't
people.
touch it. That's true. So, but for the most part, the body of work that he has done for Jamaica, and I say globally because he did a lot in Europe, he did a lot in Africa, and what he stood for, So I think they did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, no,
a
it was.
really good
I mean,
job.
I think they portrayed him in a fair light. They weren't, they didn't. Yeah, I thought they did a decent job staying in the middle.
Yeah,
because that's really what they,
Well, exactly.
Yeah, you have to thread a needle.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, listen, we have a guest.
We do.
Now, I don't know anything about this guest because that's the way we do this show.
Exactly.
All right. It's always a surprise to me to see if I'm able to interview you in a way that actually makes sense and is coherent. So, but all right, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Patrick, I want to let you introduce our guest.
You know what? I'm going to say Lee because there's 2 parts to this interview.
All right,
okay?
let's do it.
So the part what you guys are engaged in every year with the kids, one, and then the part that you were doing for the city of Lantana.
Right.
So that's the 2-part. So we'll start with the kids, but first I want to let you tell us a little bit about what you do. And then we'll get into it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, my name is Lee. My last name is Bersch, and I am the executive director of the Lantana Chamber of Commerce.
Woo!
Yes.
All right.
And he's right. It is twofold.
That's a big deal. We have the top executive director. All right. All right. I had no idea we were
hot off
in
the press.
royalty. Yes.
Let's see. We should probably talk about the fact that we, as in Lantana, every year we have an annual fishing derby, and this year is our 29th annual fishing derby. Yay!
Yes,
And we are very, very excited about it. Now, this is a 3-day event in Lantana, so if you talk to a Lantanian,
They
they
have that many
better
fish
know
in
about this
Lantana?
event. Yeah, they know about this event because it's a big thing. They look forward to it all year.
All right.
And it is 3 days. The first day is May 2nd, and that is called our Captain's Party. So it is a party. There is food. There is music. And our anglers, who are going to be the fishermen that are going to go out and catch the big fish, come in and they get their bucket. They have food. They get their T-shirts and,
Nice.
do pictures and all of that. And it's a lot of fun. And
Not for the fish.
No, not for the fish. But it's a lot of fun for them.
They don't have as good of a time. It's like being a turkey around Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
That
Bad
is
week.
very, very true.
Bad fish week. Yeah.
And then on May 4th was the actual fishing derby, which is a gentleman start at 7 a.m. and they go out on their boat with their friends and they go out and they fish and they're looking for the biggest kingfish, the biggest dolphin, or the biggest wahoo. And there was cash prizes attached to this. So if you are one of the lucky people who catches the biggest fish, you can get some money.
What do you get? I mean, maybe I'll take a
Oh, their
fishing.
prize. Their prize. I don't
prizes,
remember,
yeah.
but it's really nice.
Yeah.
You know, their price is really good.
Yeah, it's over. I think it's 1,250 for the number one big fish.
Wow.
Second place is 750, and third place is 500.
That ain't bad.
That's not bad
That's
at all.
not bad for a
catching the
day of
fish.
fishing.
Yeah.
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 Do they get to keep the fish too?
They get to keep the fish.
So add that into the prize. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. Yeah, because when they come in, they have their cooler and all the fish are in the cooler. And it's, okay, this weigh this one, weigh this one, So, yeah, we weigh them all. And there's a prize for the women anglers who are out there and for the junior anglers who are out there, too. So there's a lot of
No baby
prizes.
anglers. None of them are doing it.
Well, we did not leave out the baby anglers, okay? We do have that. That is the kids'
like the
derby.
fishing for-
The kids' derby
Yeah.
is also taking place on Saturday, May 4th. It is at 8:30 to 11:30. Arms of Hope is one of our sponsors, and we're
Thank you,
thrilled to
yes.
have you as our sponsor. We thank
Thank you.
You and the Rotary Club.
Yes.
You guys are supplying lunch for our children, which is
Absolutely.
wonderful. So the children will learn to fish. Now, Fish Florida is kind enough every year to give us 100 fishing poles. They give us tackle boxes, so every child gets a tackle box and a fishing rod.
Well, that's cool.
And they go and they actually learn how to fish.
Yeah.
And of course, there's prizes for them too. If
Absolutely.
they catch the biggest fish.
Biggest goldfish. They're in like the little fish tank. Like, yeah, I got you, buddy.
You want to know something, Mark, which really surprises me is the kids don't want to keep the fish. It's catch and release.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The children really release their fishes. They're like, get a picture, click, and then they learn how to
Yeah.
unhook it and put it back in the water.
Wow.
I've never seen a child say,
You have
I
to
want
do
to
that
take the fish
quickly.
home with me.
Is
They
that
don't.
right?
That is
Wow.
right. It's catch and release.
Yeah,
So,
because you got to do that quickly, otherwise it's catch and float.
yeah. Yeah, they're quick, believe
Yeah.
me. They're all excited they caught it.
Snapshot, done, out.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. It's very, very quick. But the kids love it.
So who knew that Lee was the queen of fish? I mean,
You wouldn't know if you did.
not if you just walked up to me randomly at the radio station like you did when we got here. Yeah, I'm very shocked. This is what we're going to be talking about, but love it. All right, I'll take it. All right, so look,
So-
Lee, we have one more minute. So
Okay.
and then we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back, and we have lots of time after that.
Okay, well, if I've only got 1 minute, I'm going to tell you that if you have a child who's 6 to 9 years old and would like to come out and join us, we would love to have them join us. And you can go to our website or you can call us. And I have to give you the phone number when we get back because you guys are
Sure, and we're going to announce this the whole time.
Oh, yes.
You got
PJ,
it.
you going to go fishing with them? You going to get out there and angle it up? Sounds
Probably
like-
not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It really
Listen,
is.
I'll say this. I'm with PJ on this. I don't, and when the apocalypse comes,
Yeah.
I'm not clubbing any animals
Is that right?
to live. You know what I mean? I'm going to be the first to get taken out. Yeah, like I'm not interested in fighting my way for that 6 months. But we've had this conversation before. But yeah, that's.
I remember when I was younger, my
Yes.
dad and I actually went fishing in my backyard, and something happened with the rod and my cousin. Never again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we usually we used to do it a lot, and we even went to those. I love fishing, by the way. So we used to go to, which wasn't too much fun, This is back when we were in Texas, and we would go to those stock fishing ponds.
Oh, yeah.
And, so it's not really like fishing because
Yeah.
it's stock. And, the more you catch, the more you pay. So they want to make sure you catch enough fish so they make money.
Yeah.
So that's not too exciting. But I love going out on the boat, and I love, fishing from the pier and stuff like that, which I have not. I've been here 16, 17 years.
All right, look, we're going to be right back. You're listening to 137 Super Jams Radio.
I was going to say, I know how you feel, because we were in Alaska. My kids went fishing in Ketchikan, and the other boats didn't catch any fish, but our captain on our boat made sure we caught salmon. And it was the most expensive salmon I ever paid for because I had to have them flash freeze it and ship it to my house.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had 7 salmon they caught, and I could have bought salmon at Costco for over a year for what it cost me.
To ship it over.
Oh yeah. But what are you going to tell your child, who's excited, like, oh, look at the fish I caught, Mom. Oh, it's beautiful, sweetheart. It's going to make a wonderful meal, I can't say no with that. You just can't do that.
Let's go to
I'd love to
Costco
say
when we
that.
get home, right?
Couldn't do it.
That's the reality there.
That is reality.
Yeah, but no, coming from the islands, we love fish, and I love to fish. And yeah, he used to enjoy it. I guess, he has to get reintroduced.
All right, listen, we're back on in 16 seconds.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yes, it is.
All right, Lee. So now that I know who you are, you get an official introduction. All right, we're back. 103.7 Super Jams Radio. You're listening to Inspiring Hope. Pastor Patrick Livingston in the house from Arms of Hope. DJ Minister Mark. Of course, PJ's in the house. And, oh, yes, you might have heard a little bit from her earlier, but you have no idea what's coming. I'm going to make you wait. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Lantana, Florida, put your hands together for Lee, the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce and the Queen of Fishing. Here we go.
Oh, yes. You are now rocking with the best. Oh, yes. You are now rocking with the best. We come to party. Time to get started.
Lee, I'm available for hire, so when you open the chamber meetings, you can, I can hype you up on the way in. Seriously, can you imagine that? Like one day we just open the chamber meeting, we just blow it up.
Bring all the music behind us. As Lee walks
and
in,
Lee just drops some mics and like, there it is. There it is. All right. Well, Lee, listen, you've told us a little bit about this fishing extravaganza. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that throughout the show.
Sure.
Make sure that people get the information. Mm-hmm. But we want to know about you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So how did you become the executive director? Like, is this of the Chamber of Commerce? What did you do before this? When you were 5 years old, who was your best friend? These are the things that we want to know.
Okay, well, I'm originally from Connecticut.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I went to college at Central Connecticut State University, where I got my degree in mass communications. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Fairfield University, where I got another degree in educational media. And then I also went back to school to Wesleyan University and got my elementary ed degree. Most of my life I've worked in television. Okay, I worked for Connecticut Public Television for a while.
Nice.
I worked for Channel 18. Moved to Florida and found out there was no reciprocity for teaching for my career in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and jump through all the hoops all over again.
Wow.
But I wound up being most of it, 30 years, I just retired from being a high school television teacher. Performing arts was the performing arts credit. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I loved my students, and some of the kids actually won awards for their projects that they had worked on.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fun. I
That's
enjoyed
cool.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you're no stranger to none of this stuff
No.
here.
Yeah,
So
Well,
this is
actually,
right
it's a
in your-
lot different. I was telling PJ earlier, and I said I'm going to age myself. I'm a dinosaur. But when I was in college at Central, I actually had an air shift in the radio station that we had there. I had the Friday 5 to 8, and I actually spun records. And you probably
Yeah.
don't know that. But there were these things, these vinyl records, and you
I
used to
know.
have to line up the song,
Yeah.
and then before it would,
Yep.
end,
And
you'd
let it
want
go.
to go
Let it
the
go.
other one. You
Right.
had to time it just right so
Yep.
one would go over the other,
other,
and it would be a
yes.
nice segue. Otherwise, it sounded terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you had these little cards that you used to put in for your commercials and things. Yeah, I'm really dating myself, but yeah. But
So I just want to
looking
know.
at all this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. It's nice.
Well,
Wow.
let me ask you a question. Did you have one of those wind-up turntables?
Not
You weren't that far back.
Not that close, but not there.
When I was a kid, my dad and my mom, they bought one of those wind-up Victrolas with the horn.
Yep.
Listen, it's the greatest thing to put your Matchbox car on and just let loose. We used to wind them up and let it go. It had like 78 speed yeah. So I remember records too.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Long time ago.
So okay, so you get out of teaching.
Yeah.
And Chamber of
Oh,
Commerce calls.
Well,
No.
Yeah, no, this is really fun. My husband has a company called Apex Empowerment. We're a coaching and training company.
Okay.
And he wanted me to renew his membership with the chamber and asked me to go do that. So I did. Now, Kim is our office manager, and
Yes.
Kim is incredibly smart. This woman is brilliant. So I go in there, and Kim starts talking. I say, oh, yeah, I just retired, because I literally had just retired. I wasn't even retired 6 weeks. And we're talking, and then she goes, oh, we need you here at the chamber. And so the rest is history.
That's exactly how it happens.
And that is exactly how it happened. I swear to you, I wasn't even retired 6 weeks, and I had a new job.
So
and
did
you
you
weren't
know
even
what-
looking.
And I wasn't even looking. That's the truth. God's honest, I was not even looking for a job. I was happy to be retired.
Yeah, and well, that's what makes the best people for the job is that it's not what they're someone sees it in you rather than
Absolutely.
you
So
chasing
Kim,
it.
I know she's special because and I met Kim.
Yep.
She's a wonderful person, and for her to identify that when you walked in, off of a conversation, and here you are,
Yeah.
and how much you're doing, and again, it's so much that's going on because the city of Lake Worth Beach, their Chamber of Commerce, and you're working with them
Yes,
on
we
that
are.
as well,
Yep.
and so it is. Whoa, heavy.
How many members are in the Lantana?
We have a little over 200.
Wow.
My game plan is at the end of the year, I'd like to have 300 members.
All right, so
Yeah.
business owners, if you
Yeah.
are in the Lantana area or you want to do business in the Lantana area, Leah's in the house.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
here.
Well, Yes.
But you
And-
know what? Since we're doing that, well, what should the I have my business, okay, and I'm coming to you, Lee, and I said, okay, I have to pay to be a member. What is the benefactor of being a part of that chamber?
Well, the first thing is we're a little different than the other chambers because we're a little smaller, okay? We're warm and fuzzy, and we know our members, okay? So it's not like you're a stranger. We know you, and
Yeah.
we work with you. For being a member at our chamber, we have, no lie, 6 events every single month where you can network and you can, meet people. We have our business after hours on the first Wednesday of the month. On the first and third Friday of every month, we have a Promote Your Business luncheon where you can stand up and you give your talk to everybody. We go all around the room and you tell us about your business and what a good lead would be for you. And you can pass out literature. You can pass out your business cards.
That's good.
We also have a breakfast leads, which we just had this morning. So it's the second Tuesday of every month, and this is a core group of people who come every Tuesday, and it gives you 15 to 20 minutes to do a presentation. So we get to learn more about your business. and you
One
can go
person,
deep.
right? Not all in 20.
one
because
person.
that'd be a really long morning.
If you did that, we would still be at we'd still be at
I would,
breakfast right now.
yeah. We're we're going to take a break after the 14th presentation.
that would be you got it. And then we also have an economic development luncheon that we do the fourth Thursday of every single month. Now, in between all of that, we have things like right now we have the Barefoot Mailman coming up on the 23rd, which will be at the Lantana Beach. Okay, so that'll be coming up.
The Barefoot Mailman. I'm only curious.
That's going to be a fun day in the town of Lantana. That's where we have vendors who will be there. There'll be food trucks there. There'll be face painting. There'll be a magician there. There'll be a DJ there, and it's fun. Come on out with the family. Hang out at the beach and just have a really nice, fun
Lantana's
beach
getting it on.
day.
Who knew?
Yeah, we have a
Who
lot of
knew?
activities that go on. I mean,
People
we
drive
also
right by Lantana, not thinking that there's a party at the beach with some barefoot male people. I mean, no one's doing that in Poppy's Gardens. No. Just saying,
No, we are, like I said, we are very, very active. We have shred events where we donate the money to nonprofit
I was
organizations.
I was a recipient of that one year.
Oh,
so
the shred event. All right, let's get that shred truck out.
Yes.
Now, along with all of that, we have our emails. So if you're a member of our chamber, and you have an event and you would tell us about it, we can put the announcement on our website. We also Facebook the announcement to everybody who's on our Facebook account, so they all know about your events and what's coming up. So we promote you that way. We do ribbon cuttings. We do open houses. We do.
It sounds like you're active. Like not every chamber is this active. I mean,
that is very true.
No, I've been involved in chambers before, and it's either sometimes it feels like just awkward speed dating. Yeah. Where you need more events. Honestly, you need more events to get to know people.
Well, the thing about us is when you come to one of our events, you don't stand in the corner by yourself and nobody's talking to you. Like I said, the thing that sets us apart is we're warm and fuzzy. Yeah. Hey, how are you, Patrick? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Is everything good? How's business going? Oh, hey, Patrick, did you meet BJ over here? Yeah. And we make connections for you. We're constantly going out and we're connected.
No, that's a great. It's like I've been to some really good chambers that do that, and I've been to some where you're like. Yeah, I'm the AC guy. Yeah. what do you do? Oh, yeah. Like, all right, just get it out because I got 16 other people to talk to. So I've been in that environment, but I've also been in chambers like yours. It sounds like I like that you're active. Yeah. That you're active in the community.
Yes.
Because I think it's more important that if you bring you meet people in the community. At the chamber meeting, it's nice we meet. But when we're in an event, you hang out. It's a totally different thing, and you build rapport. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Elder Dale, thanks for tuning in. We always love it when you're listening. So, and as well, Paula,
he still isn't on the show. Elder Dale said he's coming to the show.
I know he hasn't come down.
I'm starting to believe that that's just some talk, but. No pressure, Elder Dale.
Yeah, I mean, some of our listeners that are they communicate with us too.
Oh, awesome!
So PJ,
it's up on that screen
on his phone. And
okay,
stuff like
great.
That. So
yeah. So if you don't like the response that PJ gave, it's certainly not our response.
Not our.
But he's responding to all of your comments.
Oh, awesome! I didn't have that back when I was on radio. I was in a room by myself. I was wondering, was anybody listening to me?
Yeah, I know.
This is nice. I know people are listening. That's great. That's much better.
It's 100% better. Yeah.
So I mean, you know what? I don't know if you've driven along between the strip between 95 and Dixie, where you have all of that development that's going. How involved are they with the chamber with a lot of those things developing there? I know I see Chick-fil-A as
it's crazy over there.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A has been really great. They are a wonderful chamber member. I mean, they have been so kind to sponsor a lot of things for us. In fact, they're going to be one of our sponsors for the fishing derby.
Nice.
Yeah, they're going to be giving the food for us for the captain's party.
Oh, nice.
So we are very, very grateful to Chick-fil-A. Yeah. But I'll say there's a lot of growth taking place right now. We know Mayor Karen Lithgow, who we love. She's just terrific. But she keeps us up to date on what's happening and what's going on within our community.
Right.
And I think we've got some plans coming up for the Kmart Plaza.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to be going
That is
under.
nice. Yeah. Well, that needs some stuff too, to help. So.
So
but Lantana is really, really doing a lot, when I drive around and I see that, so that's awesome, truly awesome.
It
so
is.
I know you're pretty busy.
Yes, we are. We are very busy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even get off Lantana right now. It's
real.
It's a lot happening over there.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Publix there recently, and it was just, we just get lunch for the guys. Mm-hmm. It's like you gotta be ready.
Isn't that a beautiful Publix?
The whole area is. I mean, it's
really
blowing
nice
up.
It's really
there.
nice.
Yes,
yeah,
it's really
I
nice
love
around
it.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's listen. If you haven't been to Lantana in a while, clearly things are happening. like this fish thing. And where are we fishing out of? Where are we meeting again? Let's go over this
Okay.
fish festival.
All right. Now, if you are an adult and you would like to take your boat out and go fishing, it's $200. You and 3 of your friends can go out and fish for the day. Okay. And you're going to come through the Lantana Inlet. You'll go out, you'll fish. You have to be back before 3:30 at the old key line. They're letting us let us use their dock.
Oh,
So we
nice.
weigh our fish right there, so we
That's
know.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
we know who's
Not a bad place to end up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice place to wind up.
Yeah.
It really is, especially after a long day of fishing.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if you're a child and you're going to be fishing with us, you're going to be going to the Bicentennial Park. It's 8:30 to 11:30, and you get a T-shirt, you get a fishing pole, you get a tackle box, and you get lunch. And on top of all of that, there are prizes to be won. If you catch the biggest fish, you could be the recipient of a brand new bicycle.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
So, and then what happens if you don't have a boat and you're an adult? Do you have
Find
boats?
some friends.
Oh, so
That
you
has
got,
a boat.
so
Find
you
some
got a,
friends.
find
And if
some
you know
rich friends
anybody,
with a
let
boat.
me know, because I want to go out and fish.
Yeah, all right.
I'm always on the back end, and I'm there
Yeah.
with the weighing the fish in and stuff. But it's like, I want to go out and fish.
Yeah. All right. So listen, boat people, this is your calling, and we got $1,250 on the line for the biggest fish. So if you think you have a little bit of fishing game, it's time to
bring it
prove
on,
it. There's a
right?
lot of
Yeah.
talk, sitting around the campfire, but not a lot of fishing. So we want to see what you got.
How much of fishing is luck versus skill?
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a
great
good
question. 100% luck. And then,
You think? I was going to say I think skill plays a big part, because you can get lucky and still lose that fish. But if
No,
you've got
no, you're
skill,
true.
you can get the fish.
that's true. Okay,
Yeah.
skill
Yeah.
bringing it
Yeah.
in, luck getting it on the hook.
Yeah,
like
that's it. Yeah,
yeah.
there
I
you
think
go.
you got to hang on to it. That's
Yeah.
skill. But I mean, it's a big old ocean. It's and I don't know how well fish see. So like
I think they see well, man. They're pretty quick.
Yeah.
They know when to get out of town.
That is true. Also,
Now-
too, I didn't know it. I found out last year. It has an awful lot to do, too. Like, is it a full moon? What's happening in the, what kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
season are you in and stuff like that? That plays a big part, too.
yeah, they
in
move
fishing.
around based on
Yeah.
Wow.
Currents and all of that. I had no idea. You don't realize all that's entailed in trying to catch that fish. Yeah.
Well, I know we have some listeners, and they're probably, asking themselves, is this open to folks outside of Lantana?
Yes, it is. It's open to anybody. If you live in
You got a
Pompano and you
boat,
want
you're in.
to, you got a boat and you want to come up to Lantana fish, we want you to come up and fish.
You're in the game.
Yes, you're in the right place. Yes.
Yeah.
You got a rowboat, we don't care. If you're going to get out there
And they can just contact the Lantana Chamber.
Yes, they can. They can go to our website, as a matter of fact, which is the LantanaChamberOfCommerce.com. And right there, when you go on our homepage, you'll see Fishing Derby, and you can register right there. All the
there's no
information's right there.
fishing licenses required.
No.
Okay, right. So I'm that's a little. I don't know what the rules are with that, but I'm just saying that'd be interesting to say if you need it.
But we do follow Florida
Florida
Fish
Fish
and
and
Wildlife on what you can and cannot do.
Right.
Okay, so you don't want to bring a fish that weighs like 3 pounds. That you don't want to do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not allowed.
Yeah, it's
okay.
not allowed. Yeah.
All right. So as long as it's 22 inches, it's good to go.
Good to go. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to break any rules, listeners.
Right.
Well, at least not today. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. So, Chamber of Commerce. That's what you do. That's it. Now, what else do you do? Now we've met you professionally.
Okay.
All right. So, what's your life like? What do you do outside of all of these things?
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And you're on the radio, and we have 3 listeners, so they're gonna know.
Okay. All right. Well, to my 3 listeners, I help my husband with his company, Apex Empowerment. Like I said, we are a coaching and training company. We are John Maxwell certified.
Nice.
We just got back from the International Maxwell Conference out in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a really great.
I'm sure it was.
It
good.
was. It was
John Maxwell was
wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
I love him dearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a way of motivating you.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at him and he's 77, there's no way he's slowing down.
No.
No,
Yeah.
he said he
No.
had 14 books that he wants. He said, God, let me live. I got 14 books to get published.
Yeah.
And he has a brand new book out called High Road Leaders, and it's a really great book. He's going to make that the foundation book for everybody to read.
Wow.
Mainly because we have no high road leaders right now.
No.
Yeah.
And he tells you point blank what a high road leader is and does. And I think it's a great book. I think it should be in the high school where we're teaching. that
I
to
agree.
people.
I think that
Yeah.
leadership is not taught.
Yeah.
It's a curriculum. Now, look, we have all kinds of things that they teach these kids in school that we could. Leadership would be so useful in their life because. So I went through leadership college, and I also have John Maxwell's Leadership Bible, which is awesome. But really, if you think about it, what would I've known? I would have loved to have known what I learned just last year.
Yeah.
When I was 18.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
exactly.
It's self-leadership first.
Yeah.
Servant leadership, and it's
Right.
he's awesome, and whenever he speaks of Christ Fellowship, it's just like he takes the room down. He's like,
Right.
"Hell, I'm John, be friends."
Yes. So
yeah.
my husband and I, like I said, we are John Maxwell certified. Every year we do the Live to Lead event, okay, and that'll take place this October. So check us out because
Yeah.
there'll be we'll be showing it. So
Yes.
definitely
Well,
you want to get
tell us
tickets for
about that.
that.
So, what is your
Oh.
so your husband's company? So, your
Yep.
coaching company.
Right.
So, what are you looking for? How do people find you? Why would they hire you? Who hires you?
Well, people who want to grow themselves, people who want to advance within their career, who want to move ahead, those
Yeah.
are the people that we look for
Yeah.
because I got to have people who've got skin in the game.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who say, "Yeah, I want to grow myself," but they don't do what we tell them to do, kind
absolutely.
of thing.
And they
you
don't
just,
grow.
yeah, and they don't grow. So you really want people who are ambitious, who really want to get ahead and make it, and are going to do the things that they need to do to get ahead.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm very passionate about for me and my end of the business is I work with DISC, which is personality. So you have
Assessments,
D, who's
Yes,
the
I love
dominating, the
DISC. I
I's who are
love DISC.
inspiring, S
Yes.
is social, and
Oh,
C is cautious.
yes.
So right now I'm working with two organizations. I'm working with Friends of Foster Care, and I'm also working with AWE. Both of those work with high school students, and what I want to do, what I'm doing for them is I'm going to give the students an assessment. I'm going to give
Yes,
them the assessment
test,
to take,
yes.
and it's called the Career in College
Awesome.
Assessment. And this really tells you, one, what your personality type is like. It tells
Sure.
you how to get along with the other,
Other personality types.
types.
It's
Yes.
a brilliant
It is
assessment.
great. Yeah, I when I saw this, I latched onto it because my son is a very high D, and he and I were
Yes.
like this. He and I now are best friends because I'm a high I.
Yeah.
Imagine a D and an I together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does not work too good, So now we are best friends because we have learned how to communicate. Because if I go off, he goes, "Mom, I'm a D. Get to the point. What do you want?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it.
Love you, Mom. See ya. Yeah.
You know
we
what I
got
love
it.
about that is I used to give it to all my managers, and when as leaders, they didn't know how to manage themselves because sometimes we have habits that we are not even aware of.
Right.
And when they got through understanding themselves, and then now that they became aware of it, so they know how to respond in a different way.
Exactly.
Which I love it. It was just so expensive, though. I don't know if they give you a deal on that, but
No, I'm giving back. This is my way to give back.
Okay,
And I'm
okay.
giving back to the youth because obviously I was a high school teacher for 30
Yes.
years, so high school was my sweet spot.
Yeah.
So these students will be taking the assessment. Like I said, it will tell them personality, but it will also tell them what careers they will be
Would be
terrific
Sure.
in.
Yes.
So that's going to
Yep.
give them an edge because now they know what to go for
Exactly.
and what to look at.
Exactly.
And also going to tell them their learning style and how they learn best. I mean, it is a 40-page document, believe it or
Right.
not, but it tells you everything you've ever wanted to know about yourself. And I got to be honest, it's spot on.
Yes.
When you get your report back, you're like, oh, wow,
Exactly.
this is me. I
Yeah.
didn't know. And you don't see it because, like you said, you're not aware of it.
Right.
But when you take this assessment, it really points out you.
You. Absolutely.
So it's a wonderful opportunity for the kids.
I'm curious, with what you know, with the three of us in here, what would you say our personality types are?
Oh, no. Yeah.
I know. Listen,
it was-
I'm easy. She doesn't even. The first word I said, she already knew.
Not putting you on the spot now,
I
right?
really
If you
feel
think
like
it-
I'm on the spot here, really.
But it's okay. I've done the assessment, so let me see if you're right. Yeah.
All right, I would say that you're a C. Would that be correct?
I was really a high D.
A high D, really?
Yeah. But I probably after leadership would become more of a C.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But yeah, when I walked in the door, I was dominant, and every way about me was just in your face.
Yeah,
So it took
that is dominating. Yeah.
It took a lot to get here. Let me say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm usually one of those people when I'm with a D, I'm very direct. I don't waste their time because I know it's get to the point and
That's
get
it,
out.
yeah.
Get in
Yeah.
and get out.
Wrap it up.
Don't
Yeah.
waste my time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All right. What's Patrick?
I'm going to say before you even. Well, no, tell me.
No,
and then
it's
I'll
we're
say
we're
this. Go ahead,
testing the
tell me.
pro.
Go ahead, tell
We're
me.
testing the pro.
Tell me.
Oh, let's hope I'm right. Because I've just met
Please
you guys.
be
I
right.
haven't spent time with you. I'm going to say an S.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. In all honesty, you could be right. I just don't remember. I just don't remember.
Well, it's time to take the assessment again,
I
Patrick.
know. It's been time. It's overdue because the last time I took it, it was actually when I first got here back in 2006, 2007. And that was part of my interviewing process with my managers. And I do not remember. So when I am going to talk to you off air because I really want to get back engaged with it, especially with our nonprofit and some of the folks that we're working with. Yeah. So, yeah. But, I can, go ahead and break down what, and I mean, go ahead and tell, let PJ know, and then you can give our listeners kind of a description
breakdown.
of each,
I'm going to go with an I. Outgoing, personable, friendly. Yeah. You
I
agree?
see
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
So, yeah.
So when you're looking at these personalities, like I said, a D is very dominant, very direct.
Correct.
Don't waste their time. They're in, they're out. They don't want to be taken advantage of. That's one thing they don't want. So if you're doing sales, do not do that.
There you go.
Let's see. Eyes, well, eyes. We're inspirational. We're inspiring. We're totally illogical. But we're a lot of fun to be around. You want to have a party, you want
You want
eyes.
eyes,
Yes, yes, eyes. S's is status quo. They don't like change. They like things to remain the same. And they tend to be, just very, they tend to be the most amount of people are in that category. Most people are S's. And the problem with an S is that they don't know how to say no to anybody. They always say, okay. And so they're just very status quo kind of people. C's. C's, they're very cautious. They dot the I's, they cross the T's, they do not color outside the lines. My husband happens to be a very high C. So, whereas I'm the fun loving one, I always kid him. I was like, your cow could be magenta. And he's like, no, my cow is brown. That's the color it's supposed to be. When you're in line to go to
Find
the
me a
movies
magenta cow,
and
we'll talk about it.
there's
Yeah.
nobody in line,
Yeah.
he still goes through the ropes to go up. I'm looking like there's nobody there. But he's a C. He's a C, very cautious. Yep, this is the way it's supposed to be. We do not color outside the lines, Yeah, I's are dotted, T's are
But
crossed.
that assessment, honestly, everybody should take it.
Yeah.
Because it tells you how to deal with the other three types, right?
absolutely.
And you look, and
Absolutely.
you might be a primary D, but you might be also like I'm also like you said, I'm a C as well. I'm not. Actually, the truth is, I'm not really a C. I'm much more of an I.
It depends too, though, because when the
yes.
assessment
There
comes
you
out,
go.
it's how you see yourself, it's how the world sees you, and it's
Right.
how you behave in a
situation.
Right,
So
exactly.
you can bounce between
Any
you
one
may
of
be
those,
an
right.
I, but all of a sudden in crisis you become a D.
The D, yes.
Yeah.
So it does change. So
Yeah.
it's not that you're just that one thing.
Right.
And to be honest with you, we have a little bit of all of it in us.
It-
It's just
exactly.
which
What
one
comes
is the
out.
higher one.
Yes, it dominates in certain type of situation.
That's
there.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I remember when we did the assessment with like 200 people, and then they're going over all of this, and they're like, so who got a D, right? So like, yeah. And then it's like, and they said, well, you should never speak first. And I took that away because no one else will talk after you. They said, if you're in a meeting, you need to let other people speak first. Otherwise, you'll take over.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's interesting. Never happens in my life. I mean, every day. But it was an interesting position to play. I thought about it. I've actually shut up in my meetings and let the guys talk. It works. It was an interesting little tidbit that I got out of it.
Yep.
But yeah, because I can't remember all of them, but each one, some don't speak unless they're asked. They're not going to jump in front. So if you don't offer that to somebody, they'll never give their opinion.
That is true.
Never be heard. So it was really interesting because we went through all of them. With the Myers-Briggs, they do in leadership college. They did all of them. Like we did more assessments. By the time it was over, I was like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah.
Like I needed to really figure this out. Yeah. I mean, I was like, one more assessment. Sure, let's do it.
Well, I tell you, I truly enjoyed it. My staff, after doing it, it was truly an eye opener, and we were actually. Our business actually started to
it thrives.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know what you are and you know what and so it's just like he's a D. It's okay.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, he can't help himself. Yeah, he's just being a D. And so
That's
you
right.
you don't take it personally.
You don't take it personal. No.
You don't.
No.
You really don't.
No.
You get them or you.
Yeah. It's true.
It's very
so
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, I know, like Mark just described, I need to, fall back a little bit and let those guys, interact and actually don't dominate because they need to learn,
They do. Yeah.
So interesting. I love it. I love it. And I know each time, I think back then it was either $25 or $35 per assessment. I don't know where it's at right now, if that's cheap or higher or what. But then we had 100 managers.
We'll be right back. All right, you're listening to 103.7 Super Jams Radio. You're listening to Inspiring Hope, Pastor Patrick Livingston, DJ Minister Mark, PJ's in the house, and Lee. All right.
I have to share this with you.
All right, let's share it. Go ahead.
My husband just texted me and he said $199 for the assessment and the debriefing. He's listening. Thank you,
right.
David.
Listen, so we have 4 listeners now. And we expect you back next week, David. There's a commitment.
Yeah, because Lee is not here next week, David. You can't tune in.
Yeah, well, actually, we expect Lee to listen, too. So this is, that's how you get on the show, is you commit. So Elder Dell said he's going to make it to the show.
Oh, wow, nice.
He didn't say when.
He didn't say
but he said
when,
he's busy, so we're thankful for that.
We're thankful for him, for that. We love to see our listeners busy and earning an income and all that good stuff.
All right, so wait, let's talk about it. We got Easter coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, it's just like, here we are. It's gone really fast.
Yeah.
So is there anything going on at the ministry for Easter?
Honestly, no. I mean, Easter is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on in Lake Worth.
That's why they call it
And
Easter
then,
Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, we have the Easter egg hunt on that Saturday.
Saturday, yes. So, if you're talking specific on Easter Sunday, we're closed and I'm with the family.
No, but I'm talking like maybe just events leading up, maybe Saturday or something the week before.
Yes.
You guys got anything going on?
Yeah, we do. And unfortunately, I didn't bring all that information with me to say, hey, because there's Easter egg hunt.
You know whose fault that's PJ's fault. He's your right hand. He's supposed to be.
No.
No.
I was there when I was supposed to be there. Someone else wasn't there.
So, but we have a huge Easter egg hunt that's going on, and there's.
Is that across the street? You do it out?
No. This is actually it's a big one. It's downtown, downtown Lake Worth, and they literally provide some rides sometimes to pick up kids and families, and they're taking the CRA sometimes are involved. I really have to go. Not sometimes. They're usually involved, and I really have to go back and check to say all the particulars and all that good stuff because, honestly, we're talking about Easter, and I'm still trying to get through Lee being here. So when you talk about there's nothing there because that would require me being out there on a Sunday and not Easter Sunday.
No. I mean, listen, that's not what I was getting at. I was more thinking if there's events that we're leading up to, or
there is things that are going on, and definitely I could have that for the next show.
And what's the chamber doing? You guys doing anything coming up for Easter?
The town of Lantown is having an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 30th. So that'll be fun for the kids.
All right. Well, listen, I am not actually hosting anything. But I have to take a step back in the things I'm saying yes to right now.
Yeah.
Because of what I just said yes to last week. So we have a lot of changes coming, which I'm excited about. But normally I jump in, I DJ events. But I don't know, Patrick. You're gonna have to get me in rare moments for the next few months. But
wow.
But I'm excited about what's going on.
Yeah.
But what I realized the other day. That I'm 53. Whew, I talk about it, but I've come to terms that I can't lift those speakers anymore like I used to.
Wow.
Like I did a little father-daughter prom. Did I tell you about this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm setting up and I'm thinking to myself, why do I hurt so much? Like I used to do this in my sleep, But I was like, oh man, I really have to say yes less right now to things. But nothing happening at the Goldstein House for Easter, so you can't come.
Can't come there.
Well, except for our little Easter gathering.
Well, again, and I need to do a better job at this because there's events like we do monthly events at our place. Like every first Saturday of the month, we have a good partnership with Journey Church, and they come out right across the street from us in the city of Lake Worth too as well. And we'll set up, and now we have games. We have they actually built a truck that has a stage, so it folds out into a stage.
Yeah, I gotta love that.
Yeah, it is really nice.
I want one of those.
Yeah, and we would rent a bounce house, or I forgot. A couple months back, we had a petting zoo there and stuff like that. Yeah, so we do those things once a month, and we never know what it's going to be, when we plan it out. So we still work. We're there every first Saturday of each month doing that. And then on the third Saturday of each month, we have a good friend of mine. Him and his wife come down, and they give free haircuts on every third Saturday of the month. So those are little things, along with what we do each time when we're serving our hot meals and canned goods, all that good stuff there. We, time to time, partner up with different churches or different places to bring in different type of activities.
I still remember the first time I DJ'd at the ministry, and so I'm still afraid of the gentleman from Journey because so I was warming up. He's my best. He's one of my best friends. Yeah. I was just warming up. I picked a song, and it was just like it went off into a bad place. Not what I would have played for kids. And he was like, he's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You're right about this," but I didn't realize it was going to happen like that. It was like I was just turning on, and I was like, "Yeah, that's probably a good song." And then I forgot what it said. Because basically 80% of what's out there isn't worth playing for kids, or 90%. Yeah. So I always every time he looks at me, I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, Mark. He is really, really Scott and his wife Vicky Berwick. They're
I'm sure. I just remember that moment. It's like burned in my mind.
Yeah. No. He probably remembers it, but it's like water off his back. I mean, if you bring it up, he's a.
Oh no! When he comes by me, I'm out there playing "Jesus is the best." Like scratching in some gratitude. Yeah. But I always laugh about that in my mind. I was like, oh, here he is. Like, sorry, brother. Yeah.
Yep. So again, now you listeners are out there, and I know you asked us that question. Who's tuned in on the radio? I don't know. We're trying to.
We should call Jimmy.
Get that, yeah.
And ask Jimmy. He'll tell us.
But we can tell. PJ can tell us on the app and stuff that who's tuning in and things of that.
I think Jimmy said that it's enough to keep us on the air. So, in other words, we're not hurting the radio station. So that's good.
Well, let's say this, though. In all honesty, this radio station has a really good following in the Caribbean community. And they're strong followers. Anytime you're doing an event, and especially if it's for, the Caribbean, what they're familiar with, they're going to show up. They're going to show up. So yeah, our program is not that heavy on the Caribbean side, except for I'm from Jamaica.
So am I.
Yeah,
I'm honorary.
Yeah. So but what we bring is, individuals like you who are out there, not only catering to the businesses out there, but you're also doing community work out there, working with the kids, and want to see our environment better, or want to leave the environment better than how when we came here. So that's what our program is all about, and that's why I was so excited when because we had to put you over, like, not put you off, but your schedule for like 3 weeks or so, to say, hey, can we? So yeah, that's why I was excited that you're here to share that, and we hope that some of the listeners that are out there that are listening, and if they have young kids that want to go fishing, they can contact you, and then I'll have PJ put your information on our so you can give it to them.
Wonderful.
You can put it on the chat so that they can see that.
Great.
And then also, we have a lot of businesses that are, Caribbean businesses that are in and around the Lantana area, and they may want to get involved with the chamber. So we want, get them exposed to that, and then see how they can market their business and how they can grow from where they are and impact the community in a way, and then hopefully turn them into being able to give back to the community so that they can make enough money to do that, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, again, just share with us about your program and your, you say you've been doing this for how many years now?
For the Lantana Chamber, I started last year during the fishing derby. I came in February.
That's right, I remember.
Yeah, so it was my first year doing the fishing derby. Learned a lot. Yes. Having never been in a chamber before, it was like, okay, and go for it. So, yeah. But we had a great turnout. It was wonderful. Everybody had a lot of fun, and this year's going to be even better.
Yes. Yeah. It was awesome last year. Really
Did you
enjoyed
fish?
it. No, I did. I just
You need
went
a friend with
and
a boat.
I just, huh?
You need a friend with a boat.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have a friend with a boat.
No, I do. I
Okay.
do.
You
I
do have a friend with a boat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
how
like you and
nice.
Lee.
I know. I know. I got.
I need to meet your friend with the boat. It's like, who do you know that I need to meet? Yeah. Because I don't have a friend with a boat. I want a friend with a boat.
You know what would be interesting is if you partner with like some of those like boat clubs, which would be cool. Have them sponsor, and then they could bring 4 or 5 boats, and people who don't have boats could go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a great
that is-
idea.
You know, like Jet Ride was, and then what's the other the one that's up in Lake Park? They're pretty big. I can't think of for life of me. Can't think of the name, but yeah, so the boat clubs are awesome because they have 20, 30 boats, and they get a little exposure for their plan. Because if you've never seen the boat clubs are awesome. It's like $400 or $500 a month. You can go out whenever you want. It's cheaper than owning a boat.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
They say a boat owner's happiest day is the day he buys it and the day he
It
sells,
sells it, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of upkeep,
It is,
to do it. And they have all types of boats. I think they were. I've been on one of those, but with a friend of mine. So you just go there, grab it. They take it from you. You do nothing. You get off it. You get on it. You do what you want. You get off it and go. That's it. And the prices are like $300-400 a month.
Wow.
To just go grab a boat and go.
I think Mark's right. It's probably the cheapest way to own a boat.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you don't have to house it. You don't
Yeah.
have to store it. Where do you put your
Do
boat?
anything.
What happens when a hurricane comes? Where do you put it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only thing you pay for is your gas when you use it. That's it.
So you pay $300 a month,
or
$200,
$300-400 depending on your plan, or
Yeah.
because there's a class of boat too, so you can rent better boats if you want.
100 get you the rowboat.
No, 100 doesn't even get you on the dock. I don't know where my wife and I were going. We're going to go get something to eat, and my wife's like, "I don't want to spend $40." I was like, we're going to spend $40. It's
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
Like it's.
there's
We're
no
going to
way-
McDonald's. We're
Yeah.
going to be close.
Yeah.
Did you
There's
see
no
that?
way.
I saw it on the news that McDonald's is saying that their prices have gotten so high they've alienated their customers and they have to figure out how to bring it down, but they don't know how.
Well, it's almost impossible for them. I mean, I don't want to.
Because it's a $12 to $13 deal now for lunch.
Yeah.
This is a tough time. Like
Yeah.
everything's up.
Well, when you look at it, and I don't want to diverge from this, but when you look at it, the cost of real estate, so depending on what market you're in, they are going to have to, unless you are able to purchase, the property outright, and and then build your business plan from that, and your pricing from that, then yeah. But otherwise, no. If you got to pay these market rates for rent,
everything,
you got to charge that price, and then the cost of labor, because the cost of living has to equal. So
see, if you didn't know that Patrick runs a business, then you just heard it. All right, so Lee, let's get back to the chamber.
Okay.
All right. So we've talked about the fishing fiesta. All right, the fishing derby. We'll fishing derby, and that's going down. What's the date again?
May 2nd through May 5th.
Got it. All right. So now you want to get members, and then that's what you're looking for. And we know there are businesses that listen to us, for sure. So let's talk to them for a few minutes about the chamber. Like, what can they expect from the chamber? What should they expect from the chamber? If they want to join, what is the reason? What do they get out of it? And what are the support systems that you put in place to kind of help them grow?
Well, we're going to try to help them grow their business, number one, okay? And we can do that, like I said, through if they have specials, by using our contacts within our chamber. Because like I said, we have a database where we email out announcements and things like that, and specials and things like that you're having. If the best thing I can tell you, if you're going to become a member of our chamber, is to be an active member of our chamber.
Right.
Come to our events. And we actually give you a $25 gift card to Publix if you've come to 10 of our events. So it pays to come to our events.
Yeah.
So we're enticing you to come to our events because we want you at the events. And when you come to the events, you're going to meet new people all the time. So you're going to have an opportunity to tell people what it is that you do and exchange leads with one another.
Right.
Okay, we are really active. Like I said, we do a lot of my businesses will tell you they would only belong to our chamber because they get the most bang for their buck being in my chamber,
Right.
because they are making money, and it's referrals, if I go to somebody who does my nails and I'm like, oh, I went to, Sally Q's Nails and she does a great job, you have to go there, here's her card, or people come in off the street and will ask me, do you have somebody who does XYZ? And I give them the business cards and say, here you go.
Yeah.
So, it helps because we are promoting your business. We're helping drive business to you. And like I said, you're going to meet people by being at our social events.
Yeah, and that's very true. I think that a lot of small business owners don't understand the value of networking in person. Yes, you're going to hit a larger market if you get on the web. But the fact is, 98% is my own statistic, not a true statistic, but it's mine. 98% of business owners have no idea how to market themselves on the web. They pay a lot of money in trial and error and don't get the same result as just showing up and being in a chamber meeting and meeting other businesses. I'm a firm believer in face-to-face networking, but we've spent thousands over the years trying to figure out how to get a web presence. And who are the best salespeople in the world? Web marketers. They'll tell you, the sun, the moon, and stars. You go with me. You're going to be famous like Taylor Swift. Not true.
Not true.
Not true. There's so many nuances to that area. So the more connections you make in your local area, the more people they connect you to. I've got a book of business. You've got a book of business. You have a book of business. And if we like each other, we're going to share a book.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's always great to have a guy. I got a guy.
Yeah.
I have one of everybody. You call me, I know who to get.
And that's what I have. I have a Rolodex. Serious. My phone's my Rolodex because I've got everybody on there. It's like speed dial. Because for myself, I use them. You know what I mean? If I have a problem with my air conditioner, I know who to call.
Right.
So yeah, I use people within my chamber, and our chamber only uses people within the chamber. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
if
know
you're a
that's
member of our
really-
chamber, we're using you. We're very,
Okay.
we are. That is one of our golden rules. If you're in our chamber, we're going to use you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look, that
Yeah.
makes you want to be there. And so small businesses, if you're looking for a way to really get really good money back from your investment, your ROI at any network event is usually very good if you participate. It works if you work it.
I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. Okay, we are $200 a year or
nothing.
$350
That's nothing,
if you're a
That's
restaurant.
free.
That's what I'm saying. We are the cheapest chamber around, and you're going to get that money back. You know that.
Yeah,
Right.
one
Oh,
jump.
Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Now, the question now I have for you, because when you say that, the money part, I would say for the business is not an issue, okay? But I'm business owner and I have to work in my business, how do I find the time to come out? What time, to get engaged?
Well,
and
that's
do
why
all
we
those
have
things?
so many events, because you can meet at least one of them. We have the business after hours. Okay, so that's an evening affair.
Right.
We also have the lunches, so you can get away during your lunch hour.
Right.
We also have the breakfast as well. So that's 8 a.m. in the morning. So that's another one that you can sneak in and get back to work. And then we have other things that we do, such as our shred event, such as the fishing derby that you can participate in. And so we have things like that.
What constitute an active member? Like, how many events for the year?
A pulse.
Or
No, I mean,
Yeah.
they're alive.
That was good. I like that. I would say an active member is people who do show up to the events. At least one a month, I would say, would
Okay.
constitute probably an active member, because you have to, get out there and meet people. I mean, it's crazy to spend the money and belong to a chamber and then not utilize the chamber and not do anything. So, and of course, I'm really good at trying to bring the fold in and get the people active. Like I may call you out of the blue and say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, but I've got an event. You want to help me out with it?
Right.
And drag you back in. I mean, I do that. I mean, that's just the kind of person I am, because I want you active. I want you involved.
Right.
I want you doing things with me. And besides which, I need the help.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot, like I said, a lot of events. There's a lot of planning to do. I mean, people think, the fishing derby, 3-day event. No, you have no idea the amount
Oh
of
no,
work
it's
entailing
months of
this.
planning. Yeah.
That's a lot of work putting this.
And
event
three
together.
Oh,
a
gosh,
3-day
yes.
event
Yeah.
is awful.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like from a working standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, on Monday on May 6th, I am going to be like comatose, like, it's over.
yeah, because when you do a 3-day event,
is.
events
It's
are
a lot.
hard
Yeah.
because there's all this excitement leading up to it, and
Yep.
and getting everybody coordinated. And then it is what it is, because whatever you planned is going to happen or not happen. You just have to run with it.
Yes, we pray for no rain. Okay?
Yeah,
We're
that's
praying
again.
for no
That's
rain.
yeah. That's
Well, I'll make sure I put in my prayers tonight. No
No rain
rain
for the fishing derby.
Yeah, that's for the fishing derby. We don't want anything to go bad. But, and honestly, that's very true. And then the getting volunteers is getting people, and then it's overwhelming
it's a
thinking
lot.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed. I have a PJ, okay, and if I can't be someplace, and I say, okay, PJ, could you go to this event for me?
And he
at the
looks like you,
chamber?
so
And
he could really, that
Yeah.
works out.
Yeah,
No, a lot of people do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that as long as you remember. Yeah, people send in people to become, to be there, to be part
To
of it,
represent-
to
yeah.
represent
Stunt
them.
double.
Yeah,
Yes.
they still get up, they still talk, they still tell us about the company, they still pass out the cards. Definitely.
Okay.
So if you can't make an event, send one of your employees to the event.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to make this, Lee's really working hard and make this as simple as possible so that these folks can come down and grow their business. So if you're a business owner, like we say out there, and you're interested, what number can they call you?
561-585-8664.
Hey,
Again,
PJ,
it's
could you put up her website?
585-8664.
And her phone number? He's like, done.
He said, I know. He's like,
It's like I already did it
up
3
there.
times. It's like, stop asking questions.
I
you know?
know. That's what I have to deal with there. Like, it's
Hey,
done.
it's,
and then I'm just lagging behind.
Yeah, I'm on 30-second
kids are
delay,
quick on the-
PJ. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, he's a whiz. I mean, our social. Ever since he graduated, and I really appreciate him, actually sacrificing to, hang out with me and helping me with what we're doing. Our social media presence have been tremendous.
I'm looking for an intern right now to help us with our social
Is
media.
that-
Yeah, because right now I'd like to streamline it and have it all look the same.
yeah.
I want it to look really nice, neat, and pristine.
Pristine, yeah.
So I need an intern, someone who knows social media, who will come and help us
and some
get it
pictures that-
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that really.
I mean, I'm an old dog, okay,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But I'm a learner, okay.
Yeah.
I'm an avid learner. I'm learning every day. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to take me maybe 3 hours to do something that this young man here could really do in like five minutes. Yeah, exactly. you know? So I'd
No,
rather
I-
give it to him and say, you do it, and I'll spend my 3 hours doing what it is I'm good at.
Lee. I love you because that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, having your web presence all over the place look the same is like,
Yeah.
it's baffled a lot of people for years. I finally had to hire a company to just clean it up. But, you know, they do it in like an hour. They're like, yeah, good. they sent out like, I don't know what they did. But now we're changing again. We just updated the logo. We did a whole new look on the trucks. So we got to run through all that. So, yeah, and that's what the chamber is good for, to be honest. You're meeting the people who are experts in the fields, and they're right here. So I'd much prefer to do business with someone that is right here. And I like to still see you. Like I get phone calls, like my phone all day, I'm sure, is with telemarketers.
Yeah.
You know, everybody tells me my website's terrible, like because they want you to do business. Like, hey, we did a rating on your site and it's a F. You know, call us and we'll make it an A. Yeah. I was like, no, you should have rated it an A and then told me how good you could make it. But you insulted it. So that didn't work for me. I was like, okay. I got called. You need a new phone system. I mean, it's all day long. I used to actually entertain it. Now, if they ask for the business owner, I just have to hang up. It's not even being rude. I just literally don't have the time to deal with all their objection overcoming. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. But wait. It's like, you don't understand. It's not personal. You're only the 90th call today. That's why in-person networking works. Yeah. It's because you get to me. There's a gatekeeper in my life, you know what I mean? And you can't get around the gatekeeper unless you're really good. And if you're really good, I'll talk to you. Yeah. Because that's what I want. I want the best of the best contacting me and reaching out to me. But usually if you're in a chamber, you are the best of the best. You're out trying to grow your business. You're thinking differently about your customer. You have an image and a reputation. So that's why chamber businesses are excellent. Yeah. I see it calls all the time. I used to be part of the Boca Chamber. And they would refer us. That's when I was in the IT business, and they would refer us to people just because, we were in the chamber, and they'd give out 3 names. They didn't just do me, and it was fair. It was, I got plenty of work out of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all right,
it pays to belong to a chamber.
It certainly does. All right, well, we're coming up on our break in just a moment, so we will be right back. Let me get this going here.
So I throw up my hands, praise you again and again, 'cause all that I have is a hallelujah, hallelujah. I know it's not much, but I've nothing else fit for a king, except for a heart singing just one move, with my arms stretched wide, I will worship you, yeah. So I throw up my hands and praise you again and again, 'cause all that I have is a hallelujah. Come on. Don't you get shy on me, lift up your song, 'cause you've got a lion inside of those lungs. Get up and praise the Lord. Come on, we command our souls today. Oh, come on, my soul. Oh, don't you get shy on me, lift up your song, 'cause you've got a lion inside of those lungs.
right. We are back. 103.7 Super Jams Radio, Inspiring Hope. Pastor Patrick Livingston, DJ Minister Mark, PJ, and Lee. Lee, you could be on the show all the time. I don't know why you don't consider that, it'd be interesting to have you and your husband on the show.
Yeah. Well, Lee just walks into a room and gets a job, so she's qualified.
It just happened.
I have the gift of gab.
I mean, it just happened. She just got offered another job. So, that would be pretty cool after you and your husband came back and did a little talk on what you do.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because I also think that what you and your husband do help people individually. Like I think there's a lot of people that just don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And they keep hitting the same brick wall because they don't realize it's a wall. They don't realize that they could go around it. They could adjust. It's just that's the way life is, rather than the way it could be. You could design your future with information.
Definitely.
But you can't. And I feel like a lot of people that I know and that work with me and that we work for just don't see what's right around the corner. But there's steps to get there.
Yeah.
And that's why your company's useful. That's why, there's a message there. The churches are doing that all day long. God loves you. He's got a plan for you. But what does that mean? It's like, how do I tap into that? How do I?
You've got to dig deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to be open and say, okay, I see myself doing this. Yes, I see this pattern.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to see the pattern.
No.
Because it means you got to come face to face with it. But you have to. If you're going to grow and you're going to grow yourself, then you have to really take a good hard look and say, okay, how do I grow myself? What habits do I need to give up? Because you got to give something up to go up.
That's right.
Maybe it's get rid of the social media. Maybe it's like put down the phone, and maybe it is opening up a book and reading a book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or maybe it is studying and learning. And to
get a
grow
skill.
yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get a skill. And that's the thing. It's like we teach at our company that I don't want you to just come in here and be the same. Because if you're not growing, then we say you're going. Because I don't need you to be stagnant. I need you to grow because we're growing. So if you're not getting better and we're not supporting you and giving you the proper challenges and all the things that go along with that, then we're not doing our part. I had a gentleman come in today for an interview. And it broke my heart not to hire him, but every aspect that he told me about his life would not allow me to hire him. It was no way, because he was an excellent mechanic. I could tell that. But he would never be reliable. All the rest of those pieces were troubled, and so I see that a lot in the trades in particular. These guys are great mechanics, but no one ever taught them finance. Or just basic accounting and budgeting. So we deal with that. Or don't get 25 tickets when you're driving. I can't put you on my insurance. These are things without guidance. It sounds so simple to someone who's got it together, but it's not. When you're not seeing what your potential is, you don't also see what's holding you back. Mm-hmm. But that whole interview today, I thought to myself, man, I'm just trying to find a way to hire him. Just say something that I could grab onto. And he was like, yeah, that's a mess. This is a mess. That's a mess. This is a mess. I was like, wait, so let me guess. It's a mess, right? And I was almost there because he kind of said, but I love it and I want to work hard, right? And then he's like, yeah, but I got 3 tickets. Oh. I can't put you in my truck. It's just not going to happen. My insurance goes like this. Mm-hmm. Insurance wasn't like that years ago, but now it's by the driver on my, it doesn't go by the company. Mm-hmm. They pound me by the driver. Mm. It's a different thing.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I think that what you offer is important. And, I would be remiss if we don't ever, on this show, if we don't go back to saying what God offers. Mm-hmm. To be perfectly honest with you, we talk about all kinds of topics here, and there's a lot of great people that come in and out of this studio. Yeah, but Jesus is the best person that walks in and out of this one. And if you're not sure where you're going or what's going on, or you just want to know more about why we're here, what's the real purpose, what's God's plan for you? Look, that's what Arms of Hope is all about. That's what Inspiring Hope is all about. So, You need anything. You need food. We serve Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 11:30 to 2. You come in your car, come on your bike, walk, whatever. You get in, we're going to treat you like family. We're going to cook warm food for you as well as give you food to go home with. If you just need food to supplement your groceries, you could save lots of money. And money's hard to come by right now. So you could just stop by Arms of Hope, get yourself set up. I promise you, they're going to be super nice to you, and they always have, more than enough food. I've yet to see you not have food.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I'll say the statement that you just made is so true because, I was talking to a lady today that came to our place, and it was her first time there. She actually, Googled us, and she was struggling, and she's not homeless, but it's hard to make ends meet each month. And, and so she was talking to her husband, and, her husband was a little apprehensive because we're not homeless. I don't want to, I don't want to. And what she said, I'm just tired of struggling, and I got to find something. And they're retired, Yep. And I don't know if he look at it as a demeanor type
like a
of
stigma.
thing, that stigma that comes with it. I don't know if he look at it at because I know that piece of it. I've also I know the other piece of it where folks will say to me, well, I still have a roof over my head, and I and I'm not, and I don't want to take it away from somebody who doesn't,
That's
And,
fair.
yeah,
we have
yeah.
more than enough.
Yeah,
There's-
exactly.
yeah,
So-
that's a fair thought, but there is so much that you don't need to worry about
You
that.
don't have to
we
worry
worry about that. You don't have to worry
exactly. And that's what I told her. I said, listen, we're here because if we can save you $5, $10, so that you can make ends meet a little easier, then that's what we're here for, because it is so much more difficult to wait until you get to become homeless to then try to reverse the situation,
It's true.
So I'd rather you come in periodically,
Yeah.
and make ends meet and not have to worry than for you to wait until you actually need us, So take
Yeah.
it and save it and then move on. And then if you feel guilty at the end, then turn around and start giving. If it's not to us, give to someplace else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you get to pay that forward at some point.
Exactly.
But and what we were talking about, and Lee, I know you see this. You're dealing with people all the time. Even business owners, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get to the next level. They're great at what they do, but next level and great at what you do are two different challenges. Having that skill and then knowing how to market yourself and budget your business and deal with all the changes of the world. It's the chamber's a great place for that because you're going to come in there and you're going to learn other skills if you want to. And it's the same thing when you go to church, you learn other skills. Hopefully you learn humility. Like if you can humble yourself, you can climb any mountain.
My grandfather used to say, "You never stop learning to the day you die."
You die.
That's
You
it.
always be an avid learner. The man died at 89 from Alzheimer's, but that man was an avid learner. Even till his dying day, he would write notes just so that he could remember things. I mean, he knew
Right.
he had it, and he was trying so hard.
Right.
But he was an inspiration. He
Yeah.
really was, because he always, when I became a teacher, he was my biggest fan. Oh my God, he was the
Yeah.
happiest man in the world. He said he was so proud of me because being a teacher
Yeah.
was an honor.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Truly
No,
is.
that is
It
absolutely
Yeah, and that's
true.
it. And he said,
Yeah.
always be an avid learner, always be willing to learn. And he said the first thing to say when you don't know, first thing of learning is to say, I don't know.
That's right.
Exactly.
He always
Yeah.
said that. So always be honest and tell somebody, I don't know, explain it to me, teach it to me, he said. And people will be happy to.
Yeah, and get around people who know way more than you.
Oh, yeah. If you're
that's-
the smartest one in the room, as John always says, you're in the wrong
You're
room.
stuck.
You're in the wrong room.
You're
Yeah,
stuck.
Absolutely.
You're totally stuck
Yeah.
in your level. And so that we are coming up on Easter, and I know all the churches in the area are preparing for this. And this is one of the times where you can invite people because people love Easter. even if they don't love church, right? But we want as many people to get the real message. Easter means a lot more than just the party. It's awesome that we have Easter egg hunts and all that stuff, and that is so much fun for the kids, and I love those traditions. But it's amazing, that we got our Savior. This is a big deal, and you might not know that you have your Savior yet, and we want to make sure that through Arms of Hope, through all the churches in the area, and just believers in this area, that you have an opportunity to understand and know what God thinks about you. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and He didn't make a mistake with you. And if your life doesn't look like to you like it wasn't a mistake, well, let me assure you that there's nothing you've done or will do that God can't reverse and redeem you in, and more importantly, forgive you and change you. It's happened. It happens all day long, every day. I see it every day. I see it in my own life. I see it in my family. I see it at church. I see it in the streets. I see it in Arms of Hope. And so we do this radio show for that. Like if this is the only time you ever hear anything about God, we want it to be, something where you understand that there's something to be had.
Thank you, Kerry, for your response. I really appreciate that. Thank you for listening.
Amen,
as well.
Kerry.
Yeah.
I'm with you. On that. And so, and Patrick, that's the thing. It's like when I watch what you do, like we talk about servant leadership and we talk about just being a servant, and you exemplify that. Like you spend really, I don't know, every hour of your day serving, and you're helping other people, but because that's what there was a calling on you. So, but you've been shown and you've been showing. So like you grow and the people around you grow. Yeah. So, your ministry is not just, it was you 12 years ago.
Well, two things I want to say. And the first thing is when you were talking about the business and the chamber and stuff like that, and you can, and I'm sure you can validate this and Lee as well. A lot of business out there that you have successful and you have not so successful businesses. And I'm going to say, because I've been in the restaurant majority of my life, if not all my life, you hear people say, I have the best food, and is that what it takes to have a good business, a good restaurant? And I've known folks who have a really successful restaurant business that didn't have the greatest of food, but they just knew how to do business.
Yeah, and a good experience.
And a good, exactly,
Yeah.
and they're successful. So when you talk about getting involved with the chamber, those are the things outside of your menu that the chamber can actually add to your business to say, hey, here, and then send folks in the area that they've identified that they're struggling with their business, they say, hey, and that's what your Rolodex is filled up with, people who'll be able to do that. And we're going through a transition right now with our business where we have to implement a, whatchamacallit, give me a second here, because I just got blamed.
You got it.
I got 10 seconds.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
10 seconds.
We lost him.
An HR department.
There you go.
Thank you. Where I'm like, okay, how can I get involved in a business that will make us look like a Fortune 500 business? So, we're part of that to sit, so we have an HR department. So if anybody has any kind of questions, we can now direct them to that. But
fancy.
I was going to say very fancy.
Yeah, but I don't have an actual HR department within. I couldn't afford it.
Right. You got to hire it.
We got to hire them. So, and things like that, which, those small businesses out there that can need, and then you got business coming together. I know some of the things in insurance and different things like that they can provide for their their staff members. All of those knowledge and stuff can come from, the chamber.
Oh yeah, we are at our Promote Your Business luncheon. I have 2 insurance companies that are there, and they told us all about our homeowners insurance, and they were telling us why the rates were going up, and how some people were going to be picked up by another company, and because the citizens couldn't hold everybody, so they were trying to get, and
Right.
that would be, they could do it logistically as long as it wasn't 20% more than, or barely be 20% more than what you were paying, kind of thing. But they tell us about that all the time, and they tell us, how to help us. So they're giving us information of what's happening, what's current, and how to help us and how we can save money. And as they'll tell you, they will look at your policy, and if they can't, help you, they will be honest with you and tell you they can't, because I can tell you firsthand, I went to one of them because my car insurance jumped up, and I was shocked. I was like, wait a second, at my age, I'm this
Yeah,
high?
right. I never
Really?
crash. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have an accident or anything like that. And I was like, okay. And Steve was really great to me. Steve said to me, Lee, he said, I can't do better than that. Keep what you got. So I mean, they are very honest, but we'll tell you. And so when you're saying this to us when people are getting up and they're giving you their 3 minutes of what they do, they do teach. I mean, they do tell you what's going on in their industry and how to help you.
That's one of the best parts
and
of networking.
That is the best part. I had one of our people who's in our chamber said to me, she loves the luncheon. She said, I learned so much. That's why I
100%.
come to all the lunches, because I always learn something.
Yeah. And,
Awesome.
Patrick, you said something. You said that good food or best food isn't, the only thing, right? And I just jumped at me. It's like, what? Being a good person isn't the only thing for eternity.
Yeah.
You have to be saved. You have to repent. You have to ask Jesus to be your Lord and Savior. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You could be living a good life. You could be doing all of the right things, but without Jesus, it doesn't matter. You're not promised eternity because of your works. It's His grace.
Yeah.
So I want to bring it back to that, because we do this show and we only have a few minutes left.
Yes.
I really want to make sure that we get it out today. I don't know why it's on my heart, but I really just feel like it's important that everybody that hears us and hears our voices understands that when you walk with God, you have an ally in everything. In everything. The challenges are there for a purpose. They're growing you. If you have no challenges, then you're just going to stay where you are. You have to understand that when you face something, it's not a punishment. God doesn't punish you, but He definitely corrects you, disciplines you, and teaches you. And some people learn really fast on very small corrections. Some people got to get beat over the head, and that might be the way. And I was one of those people. It took me a really long time to understand that I was living in a way that wasn't growing my relationship with God, wasn't growing my relationship with my family or my friends. It was a very worldly view, and the world doesn't offer a thing that could match what God offers. So I just want to say that. I want to say it out loud and proud that if you have an opportunity to come to a service, there's Journey Church, Christ Fellowship, and there are hundreds, I don't know if there's thousands of churches in this area that are going to let you introduce you to the most loving God. That's all I want to say. I'm done.
Well, no, that's well said. I mean, the second part to my response was, I'm the way I am after learning, like you just said. Of course, getting through high school, getting through college, going out in the workforce and everything, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, right? And it wasn't until I had a huge awakening where I learned that, when you talk about what is our purpose here, and it became real simple for me, and it is to help others, to help others, up from where they are, and that's it. And if we continue doing that, that shows the love, because if we do help unconditionally, that shows the love. And then when you show the love, it brings us back to your point where you're saying that, then it shows that we're God people, and right. It's just that simple for me. So that's why I am, and I do what I do.
But you inspire lots of people, and the ministries does that. Like I've been out there. It's not easy. It's not easy. You have a lot of people from a lot of different places, some with real challenges, some without.
Yeah.
And you gotta meet them where they are, but you gotta love them like they're your kids.
Yeah.
You gotta really care about them, and that's not an easy task
No.
because it's very easy to get frustrated
Yeah.
with someone's behavior if you don't understand that you gotta meet them where they are.
Yeah.
They're not where you think they should be,
Yeah.
but they can be.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to see that in them, if you don't see, you know, the beautiful creation that God made in them, then you're missing the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I said, when that guy came through my door today, it's like all I wanted to do was help him, but there was so many ways I couldn't. Like it was like, you know, I even offered to just give him gas money to get back home. You know what I mean? Because I don't normally do that on an interview, but I
Yeah.
just felt like, you know, but he wasn't ready for the opportunity I was offering.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to say. A lot of people think, oh, I should have this, I should have that. That's not true. Joel Osteen said it best. He says, I love my kids. When they're 5, I could afford to buy them any car they wanted, but the gift would come too early. They're 5. They can't drive a car. So if I gave it to them, it would be bad. It wouldn't be a blessing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He says, so, but when they're ready at 16, 18, and I give them a car, now that's a blessing that's going to lift their life.
Mhm.
You can't put somebody into something until you give them all the foundation
You know they're ready.
to get into that.
Mhm.
And, you know, so when I encourage everybody today and tomorrow and the rest of this week to find someone that God puts in your path and encourage them. A nice word. You look nice today. You know, it's something. You don't know what they're going through. Everybody's got a poker face. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm good. But how many people are 100% good? I know I'm not. You know, so it's always nice when someone just lifts me up. Hey, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's what Inspiring Hope is. That's what Arms of Hope is. That's what Jesus is. So you can do that. You can be part of Jesus's work in no effort. Hey, Patrick, it's great to see you. I love you. See your smile. You know, and then you know what? And
Yeah.
that is just, it was effortless.
Yeah.
But you're lifting somebody because Patrick needs to have someone lift him because he's got a lot of people he's lifting.
Absolutely. And you never know the next person, you know, after you say that to someone and then that individual turn around, you never know the difference because I'm not the one that's going to do it. But I just said, hey, Lee, thank you. And you're inspired. And then now you turn around and actually inspire somebody there who becomes the next whatever.
You never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
You get to
Never
be
know.
in the chain of that. How cool is that?
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
you know, like even they talk about giving. They talk about, you know, why wouldn't you want to give?
Yeah.
First of all, it's God's anyway. You're not giving anything that's yours, really. It's a tithe, right? You
Yeah.
can give more than that. That's up to you. But why wouldn't you want to be part of somebody else's miracle?
Yeah.
There are people who've paid lots of money to make sure I got saved. I probably sure it took them some time to get me. You know, so there was a lot of money invested from people who believed
Yeah.
that God could save me.
Yeah.
And they didn't know me. You know, I think that's amazing. Like, it blows my mind sometimes when I think, you know, like, you know, who prayed for me that I never even knew they did.
Yeah.
You know, who was looking out for me and I had no idea they existed. That's a pretty cool thing. So we get to be part of that. Anytime you join God in His work, you know, that's awesome. You get a front row seat to something amazing. Nothing better than that. I not for me. I'm all hyped up today. Sorry.
No, that's good.
But all right. Well, look, we're getting close to the end of our show,
Yeah.
and we want to say thank you to Lee.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to be here. So thank you so much. I've enjoyed my time with you. And you were right,
Great.
2 hours does go by very
It goes
quickly.
by
pretty
quick.
quickly. Yeah, I
when
mean,
you
real
said 2
quick, yeah.
hours, I was like, 2 hours?
what am I going to talk about?
Yeah, what am I going to talk about? Exactly.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we want to thank you again. Let's give the dates out one more time for the
Okay.
fishing derby.
May 2nd through the 5th. And you can get all the information on the Lantana Chamber of Commerce's website. And right on the landing page is the fishing derby, so you can register to be an angler. If you're interested in sponsorship, you can give us a call at 561-585-8664. And if you would want to become a member of the chamber, we'd love to have you. Give us a call at the same number, 561-585-8664, because we'd love to hear from you.
When's the next chamber lunch?
The next chamber lunch is this Friday. It will be at I believe it's at AJ's, but let me just double check because.
Can we move it to Key Lime? Oh no, it's
Yes, you would say that. Hang on.
But while
No,
you
I'm sorry. It's Riggins. It is at Riggins. It is
Okay.
at 12 o'clock at Riggins, and it is Friday the 15th.
Okay, yeah,
Friday
what,
the
at 12.
15th.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
listen, folks, if
Al-
you've never been to one, you got to go. You got to try it out. Just it's lunch.
It's
If you
lunch.
hate it, it's just lunch.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but you might find out, did you learn something? You met somebody? Or, hey, you know, that person, that connection you made might be the opportunity or the door you were supposed to walk through. So, Lee, we thank you for being here. We thank you for what
Absolutely.
you do at the
Well, thank you,
chamber
guys.
and for what you're doing for Lantana.
And thank
and-
you for being a sponsor for
Oh,
the
you're
fishing
you're
derby
welcome.
for our children.
Oh,
I
you're-
appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. And I posted. Well, I'm going to
Awesome.
leave one behind. I don't
Okay.
normally do this, so that all the other folks who come in case someone
Yeah.
should lose the information or whatever and call the station, then it'll be posted here on the bulletin board so that they can
Great.
contact.
So Jimmy and Blacks, no pressure, but we expect some publicity. You know, that Saturday phone call is coming, I guarantee.
Yeah.
But,
Well, we would like to see kids at this event.
Yeah, no,
okay, so
well,
if you have a
we're-
child
yeah.
between the ages of 6 and 9, you'll bring them. It'll
Yeah.
be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
bring 'em
we're
for
going
sure.
to work on getting some kids there. We're going to fill it up. Yeah.
We'll get him there. And then, of course, we wouldn't be a show without PJ.
Pete, yeah.
He's been really talkative today. I noticed. He's been, he's been fighting to get a word in. I could tell. He's just excited to hang out with us.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, PJ, thank you so much. I really do appreciate what you do, and for getting the social media aspect and keeping your dad straight.
Yeah.
That's. He said he's going to text you tonight at 11 to talk about everything you wanted to talk
Oh,
about 4 hours ago. All right. Well, for now, it's till next time.
Yes.
You've been listening to Inspiring Hope 103.7 Super Jams Radio.
Thank you, guys.
Remember those walls that we called sin and shame? They were like prisons that we couldn't escape. But he came and he died and he rose. Those walls are rubble now. Remember those giants we called death and grave? They were like mountains that stood in our way. But he came and he died and he rose. Those giants are dead now.